For me, your host, Angeannette Pinkston. Today is what? April the what? 8th?
The 8th.
Oh my God, these days are going by so fast. We're in April already, 2019.
Yeah, time's moving by.
Oh my
Time's
gosh.
moving.
Well, I'm your host today, Angeannette Pinkston from SkII TV. And to my left of me, we have a writer, a producer, an actor, Daniel
Fainman.
Daniel
Fainman.
Fainman.
Yes. It's awesome to be
Oh
here.
my
I'm
God,
excited.
I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to talk and find out what you do. And also to your left, you have Taino Escobar. He's also an actor and a producer. And to my far left is my beautiful one, Nyasiam, sipping tea on SkII TV. And she's an actress, you know, everybody knows she's an actress. She's a fashion designer. She does a lot of different things, singer, songwriter. So welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Thanks
Pleasure
for
to
being
be
here.
here. Love
Thanks
it.
for having us here.
Big party.
I'm so happy to have you guys
We
here.
don't have our sip today.
Oh my gosh.
That's the only thing missing.
Well, we'll take a break
It's
in the
okay.
interim.
It's okay.
Yes, it's okay for now. But
Okay.
whose phone? Uh-oh.
Sorry about
Nobody
Phone
put
check.
His
Chow
wife
time.
checking on him, find out where he's at.
Definitely not my wife.
He's important.
It's not my wife.
So how you
It's
doing?
my
How you
attorney.
doing? How's everybody?
But Dan, yeah,
We're
Dan,
doing well. So we're very excited to be here, to be with Anngeannette and Nyasha, right?
Yes,
Nyasha,
yes.
first time we met. It's
Yes.
it's a very exciting time for all of us here. And I'm
I'm
excited to
excited to
speak
have you
with
guys
Yeah,
here.
no, definitely.
So I've known Taino for a little bit now. I've known him for like a little over a year, right?
Yeah,
And you also part of Keys, and I met you through Tony
Bare Knuckle
Farrell.
Brawlers.
Bare Knuckle Brawlers. We played in that together.
and I didn't even know you back then.
I know
you were
didn't-
Bare Knuckle Brawlers?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Yeah, she
I
was the
on
one-
set too.
No,
Yeah, he-
really?
Yeah, it was
he
one
got
of the
he got
gunmen.
hit first.
Wow.
Yeah, I was Danny Trejo's gunman.
Me
Yeah,
too.
we
And
were.
so was
We
he.
were in the crowd, and we were also. And at the end, they had us talking a little bit. And when you were being escorted out with Danny Trejo.
Yeah, right?
I
Isn't
was,
that cool?
Me and Michelle was like this. Sorry. Because we were scared. The place was being raided. So we was at the end too. Wow.
Yeah.
I got
That's
arrested
awesome.
with machete.
So I didn't even get a chance to meet you.
No,
that
you
day.
did not. No, you did
Okay,
not.
so-
Not me either. So I'm happy to
You
meet
see
you
how
today.
life works out.
Right.
Life's a
Circles,
circle, right?
exactly.
Turns
I
around.
tell you, what goes around, come around. So that's awesome. And Taino has introduced me to other people that we will talk a little bit about. Chris Foy, you introduced me to him. He's doing War Retroactive. And Danny, I'm so happy to meet you today because he talks about you all the time. He also tells me that you're the big time writer, producer, and you've done a lot of things in the past. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate that. So I've been in show business or Hollywood, you can say, since 2006.
Okay.
I started young. I think I was like 14 years old when
Okay,
I
I was
hit
gonna say younger. You look young.
New York City. I'm 28 years old.
No, really? Wow, that's
so,
awesome.
I've been self-empowered my whole life to pursue a career in entertainment, and
Okay.
it didn't really go as planned. There were a lot of rocky roads, and
course.
it's kind of like a roller coaster ride for sure. Not everyone's honest in this business, but
That's so true.
Right.
there's a saying when life's designed to essentially be a barrier, you have to be a warrior. So, I'm a warrior going through these rocky roads and getting to the top. And I met G on his first film,
And which one was that?
which was Clinton Road,
Oh,
which we
wow.
both,
We got good
We-
scenes.
So
we
you guys
both got
have
featured
good
on.
scenes, really? Wow.
Yeah, so we were in a major scene with Ice-T, with Vincent Pastore,
Eric Roberts.
Nice.
with Eric Roberts, with
I thought they were gonna cut us out.
And they didn't, huh?
Not at all.
No, we got our
Wow.
5+ seconds of fame.
Wow.
So it was very exciting to see us on the big screen at the premiere,
And he won first place at the film
and it
festival.
won
Really?
first place. Yes.
Shout out
So-
Steve
And,
Stanilis.
Shout out to
Steve
Clinton Road.
Stanilis, Richard Greco, everyone who was on
Eric
set,
Roberts,
the crew, the
Bo
cast,
Dietl.
the producers, Noah Ashman, Bo Dietl. It was an
Definitely
Ace
Ice-T.
Young. It
Nice.
was definitely an experience.
I'm so happy for you guys. Wow. How long ago did you guys film this film?
So
Clinton
that
Road.
that Clinton Road was last year. I believe it was
October
last
8th,
year.
2017.
Look at you. You remember that
Yes.
day to the
2017?
date.
Really? It was
2
2
p.m.
years
Wow.
ago?
Oh my
2
God.
p.m. in
Wow.
a time.
That's the day that changed my life. You know,
I think it was last year, though.
I gotta
No.
tell you,
It was
when
last
I went in
oh, no,
there,
maybe 2 years ago. You're right.
when I went in there, I seen 200 extras in the room, and I said, "There's no way in hell I'm gonna be acknowledged." So I had to. Now the stakes were high.
Okay.
So now, because I was all dressed up, I looked at like one of the guards. So I was able to go into mode, into my character. Like, you know what? I'm gonna sneak through that guy.
Wait, let me ask you this question. Are you sure it was 2017 or 2018?
2017.
It was 17, it
October
was.
8th.
Okay. Okay.
Year and a-
Wow.
almost a year and a half ago.
Wow. That is so awesome.
Yeah. And I realized there were 200 people and there was no way I'm gonna get acknowledged. So I blended in with the security. I went around him. I sat right next to Ice-T. And he looked at me and he said, "I seen what you did." So now I'm like dreading. I'm like, dang, he's gonna kick me off set.
Oh, Lord.
So next thing you know, he looks at me and says, "You gonna be famous one day and you don't even know it." I'm like,
Wow.
"Damn, you the best, man. Can I get a picture?" And he gave
And
me
you
a
took
picture.
a picture.
And that's the picture that was born, and that's it. After that, they locked the setup.
Wow.
Locked it in, sounding, and I was caught right there. I was stuck, and like, great.
So how
I'm right
did
next to
you
Vincent
get seen?
Pastore.
So
did Dan
I
get
actually, I met, like I said, I met Taino on his first project, and it was an exciting time. He was like admiring me the whole time. So we connected.
He was admiring you.
He was
He told me he was
admiring
the
me, yeah.
producer.
So,
So I'm like,
you
okay,
know,
we'll follow this guy.
So I kind of, introduced them at that point because I was invited through some
See,
friends
let's
of
see
mine.
this. Bring that picture up. That's the picture you took. Bring that picture up.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Wow, you're amazing, man. I can't
But
believe
you was
it.
admiring him, Taino. You was admiring Dan.
Not really. He gassed it up a little
I was
bit.
standing there with
Remember,
an
he's a
AK.
writer. Listen, he's a cinematographer, writer, so he puts a little dramatic to the scene.
Let
When
him
I saw,
talk.
oh, God.
No, that's good because I saw a lot of
So
talent.
now you remember because of what he said.
I saw a lot of potential in G, and
Okay.
he's a very talented guy. He's a
Yes.
very passionate guy
Yes.
about this business. And when I met him, I was, going through something personal. So he's kind of, pulling me back into the business. And I believe in him. I think he's definitely going to be a star. Yeah, no,
yeah, of
he's
course. We all
definitely gonna be
believe
a
in
star.
Taino. He's
No,
just
no.
humble
All jokes aside,
person.
he's
You are.
already
You
a
truly,
star.
you truly are a humble person. You really are, and
hard.
I appreciate that. No, it seems
not hard to
easy
be
to
humble.
you.
It is very hard to be humble, believe
it's
it or
not.
not. Because when you're humble, you try to like turn the other cheek, and that's hard.
So, okay. So tell me, what other films have you been in, Dan?
So I've been, dibbling and dabbling in the space since 2006. I've been in, last year alone, I was featured in The Irishman, in Clinton Road, and Bare Knuckle Brawlers, and
That's a
The
film with Al
Asian
Pacino.
Mob, whole bunch of films. Yeah, I was in the same scene with
So you work with
Al
Tony
Pacino. and,
Farrell.
yeah, so
In some
I worked
film.
with Tony on Bare Knuckle Brawlers.
Yes,
We
okay.
love him. We love him.
That's where we met. So Tony's a very unique guy as well.
Yes.
Very.
So I'm excited to work with Tony again in the future. We're working on a few pretty unique projects. I wrote a slate of films after my divorce in 2006.
Oh, sorry
16.
to hear that. Gosh, you're so young. You're getting divorced.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah, I'm
It was a
going.
blessing.
I'm actually going, and I'd like to speak about maybe the subject briefly, but I'm actually going through. My wife at that time left me, took my son, left me, went to a different state, went to her mother's
Wow.
house, and then what she did was she filed a restraining order against me in the state of New York.
Wow.
But that restraining order, she alleged she was scared for her life, for whatever reasons. But
And you know the court's gonna believe
but
that.
she since then, I've been having issues with seeing my child,
Okay.
and also seeing, in general, because she's been filing complaints against me. Like she just filed another complaint. So I've been in and out of
Wow.
jail actually
Oh, wow.
for the last couple of years. 7 times I was incarcerated in the last couple of years due to this. So it's something that a lot of fathers are actually going through, and in New Jersey specifically, the court system, there's fathers who just filed a superior lawsuit against judges in the court system for essentially violating rights due to custodial arrangements and parenting time and whatnot. But not to get off topic, but that's what I've been going through these last couple of
Wow.
years.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
And it actually gave me a lot of motivation to get back into this space. I've taken a lot of time to write
That's what I keep.
films during this process
Okay.
to express some of the feelings and the pain and everything that I've been going through these last couple of
Wow.
years. And I've also managed to do a lot of work, not like leading work, but I happen to surround myself with a lot of talented people
Positive people.
and positive people, and I'm blessed to
Yes.
have been in half a dozen films last year alone, and this year we're working on The Rise to Power. We have On
Okay.
the River. We have The New School.
Faded.
We have Faded.
Oh, all these new scripts that's coming out. You guys are doing together. That's awesome.
already packaged.
I really wow.
Yeah, so we have a film production company, Film Castle Entertainment, and the idea is to be a full service production and distribution house where we're essentially creating our own content and also distributing it in-house.
Okay, so
Make our own movies.
your
We don't ask
partner's
nobody for
here.
nothing.
This is your
Right,
partner?
be on
This is
board.
your
This
partner?
is my partner right
All
here.
right,
Vice
look at
president
that.
This
of
is
Film
my
Castle
partner.
That is
Entertainment.
awesome. I
This is
appreciate
my
that.
partner
Wow.
right
Proud
here.
to say that.
And I'm actually very happy to be his partner because I want to see him come up, and I'm very supportive. And I see he's a very talented guy. He's very passionate. He goes
Yes.
up on the front line. He knows how to maintain
I
relationships.
try to bring everybody together.
He still
I
needs a
see.
little work with understanding
Yes.
certain things
Yes.
in the business and producing but you don't stop learning, and there's certain
Yeah,
things that
right.
I learn as well, that maybe he knows that I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Right, you never stop learning. It's like you learn. They
360
say you
degree
learn.
circle. Learn.
Yes, of
Knowledge
course.
is an infinite circle where it goes 360 degrees, and there's no end or no beginning to knowledge.
That's true.
Right, you learn a new thing every day.
It's
Every day
rotated
you're
at
learning
all
something new.
times.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear you going through that. But you know what? On the lighter side, this is what you're doing now. Your brighter side is coming out now.
Absolutely.
This is what you
Absolutely.
were deemed to do forever, writing, and you was just being hindered back then. With all of the things you've been
Everything
going
happens
through.
for a reason
It does.
too. You never know what is the reason why it stopped you from being a part of your
I
son's
believe
life
in
at
that.
that moment. You got arrested a couple of times, but things happen for a reason. At the end of the tunnel, there's a bright light. So
exactly.
I'll be
Everybody
has a dark path.
Definitely made me
but-
stronger.
Yeah, right.
It's making me stronger. I have a boardroom of attorneys that work for me at this point.
Right,
That's
So I
it is.
have the legal support. I mean, it's not the
Yeah.
best situation. Of course, there's a lot of burdens in this type of situation, and I don't wish it upon anyone, honestly.
Right.
Right.
Nobody would want to go through anything like that.
It's very, and it's also for your child. I mean, it's
Yes.
mesmerizing for your child, and that's
It
what
is,
makes me,
right.
feel even worse about it. That's the
A
saddest
son or
part.
daughter?
It's a son. I have a
Okay.
son.
Wow.
And it's too bad. I would have gave you a picture to put out. He's
Yes.
the sweetest kid.
I can imagine. I really
So,
can
I have
imagine.
been through the same situation, not to go into it really, but I know how you feel. It's certain situations that you go through in life you can't control.
It's stressful.
And,
Right, exactly.
and you
Yes.
just have
Out
to
of your
roll with the
control.
punches. And,
Exactly.
It knocks you down, but you get back up.
You know what it is? It's just a hassle for anyone that's going or thinking about going through this process.
Right.
Do everything you can to avoid it because it's a hassle. You're putting yourself through a hassle. You're putting your partner or former partner through a hassle, and you're putting your child, the children, through something that they shouldn't be.
Right, that's
You know,
the most important part. The children.
Exactly. So why alienate anyone?
Right. And the
Right.
children is the one that suffers the most
Right.
because
Exactly.
of everything that's going. Yeah,
And
your
it's
child is
heartbreaking
suffering
because your
most.
child's suffering. He wants to see you, and then
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about
Nothing
it.
you can do. Right.
And then
Right.
there's the legal process going through that with the courts and attorneys. You're just wasting money. Why not save it, put it towards your child?
Right.
You're causing your former partner burdens that could have been avoided. Like with me, for instance, if I didn't have all these problems with this custody arrangement, I probably would have produced an extra film this year, and dedicate,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
my son would have had capital, money.
Right, exactly.
My
Yeah.
former spouse would have had money. I
Right.
would have, Anyways.
But at the
He's
end of the
saying-
day, he's gonna see that you've been fighting for him. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So
And what
it's
I'm
not
doing-
like you didn't quit. You didn't say, "Oh, you know what?
Exactly.
F,
I've been keeping a
you're
record of
right.
everything,
You're
you know?
fighting for him.
Exactly.
So he's gonna see that
When
regardless
he
of
looks
what.
back,
Right.
he's
going to
in a
see
year
that.
or when he understands. I am keeping
Well,
a record
I-
of everything.
You know what?
absolutely.
I am really proud of you for what you're going through and what you're doing right now. I truly am proud of you, of everything that you're doing. You're going now in the right direction. You met the right person. And me, of course, my daughter, too. Yeah, because we're going to be
Awesome.
part of your
I
production
appreciate
team.
it. That's
No,
awesome.
sorry.
No, I
but
think
you
we'll
met
definitely-
you met the right people, and you're definitely heading in the right direction. So
Right.
just keep your head focused. You know your son's always going to be there, okay? And you know what the mother is doing. Just stay away from her. Don't do
stay
anything
positive.
until you're given the right to go and visit her by the judge at a certain time and so forth. Don't go
Right,
near her.
right.
Just stay away. That's what she wants.
As
That's
a
what she
retired
got.
D,
Right.
you
And I'm
take
telling
that
you-
advice and run with it.
Yes.
No,
and
to
I'm
be
telling
honest
you,
with you-
yes.
Right.
I have no contact with her.
Okay.
I don't make an effort to see her
Don't see her parents either, her family.
or her
members,
family.
nothing.
But
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I have recordings of her violating the court order
Okay.
consistently. I'm going, I have an attorney that represents me, just filing a motion.
Right.
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 So,
Just
Just stay
This
positive
way.
in the
Exactly.
situation
This is
and
how
keep
you're looking at
moving.
it.
Keep moving
Exactly.
forward. That's all you can do.
all I would say is just try to do everything you can to avoid it. That's
right. Awesome.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So through it all, now you're writing all these different projects, and you're out there, started your own company and everything. So you're doing something really big for people. What motivates you this, other than the wife doing this stuff? What motivates you to come up with these different concepts
It's
and
ideas.
these ideas
Twisted
that
mind
you
thoughts.
Well,
Is it what you're
it's not
dealing
my
with,
wife
or-
that motivated
No,
or
that's
the,
right.
the situation. I
It's
mean,
what
it's
you're
my
dealing with?
son,
Okay.
you know, it's also, I've always been passionate about filmmaking and
Okay.
entertainment in general, the business. I'm very well versed. I don't only, work in film, I also understand the music industry. I
Right.
understand certain other businesses and
Editing.
industries.
Nice.
So I've kind of been in the game. I've been around the block a few times.
You
Not my
did.
first rodeo. I'm fairly connected, I would say, with a lot of people in the space and in the music space. When I met G, I offered to manage G. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, he's like, "You want to be my manager?" I said,
Taino.
But then things changed
Talking
and
about
we
you,
became
Taino.
partners.
Talking about you now,
Right.
we're getting to you. So, what motivated you to start acting and get into this type of business?
Man, it all started in the real estate game. That's what I've done for the last 10 years is real estate. I'm a real estate agent.
I
do
know,
rentals.
you know that, yes.
And for the last 10 years, you have to act to
sell that
to sell a
property,
dog.
right?
You know, to describe the dog as a home health aid or a guide
This
dog.
dog
To
is
you have to explain that to the landlord.
G's just
Wait.
a sales guy. You know what I mean?
But
So
hold on. So in a no pet policy place, and you describing a Great Dane, like, yeah, this is the CNI dog. The landlord is looking at you like, huh? And you like trying to every aspect to sell it. That's acting.
Yeah, you're right, though.
And then
You're
when he
right.
finally says yeah, and you collect that money bag, you're like, yeah, I'm in for this shit.
I did good. Oh,
Excuse me.
watch language.
I said ish. I said ish. I said ish.
Okay. But
So
yeah,
I meant
that's
for this
good.
business, and it all started in the real estate game where I met one gentleman. Shout out to Ben D. Costanza. He invited me to Clinton Road. He had a couple of friends there, and he said, "You want to do a movie?" And in this business, a lot of people talk, and it sounds good. I
Yeah,
want to be
a
in
lot
a
of
movie.
people
Hell
talk
yeah, I
and
want to
say,
be
"Yeah,
in a
you wanna do
movie.
this?"
So I show up. Next thing you know, I see Ice-T walk through the door, and I see Richard Grieco and Vincent Pastore and Eric Roberts
Wow.
and Paul Dito, and I'm like, wow, this is the
Wow.
real deal. This is a real set.
It's a real movie.
I ain't never gonna make it near those guys if I have to wait behind 200 people. No way. So what I did was, I snuck around the entire crowd. I blended in with the security, and I took my shot right next to Ice-T. And it worked because it changed my life forever. I thought he was gonna kick me off set. Instead,
Wow.
he complimented me and told me I was gonna make it in this business. And believe it or not, his premonition is now in progress.
It's coming to fruition.
You know, and that's a blessing. And believe it or not, we're all going to me and him are going to regroup and speak about that.
Yes, yes.
Because eventually now my name is developing a buzz. I'm moving the shit. I'm playing chess with my life. I'm trying to sacrifice pawns, you know, bishop and the rooks, and believe it or not, the pawns are going to be upset with me.
The pawns will be
But
upset with
there's
you,
a
but
way, you know,
what?
in show business, you can't keep everybody happy, man.
You can't.
Because no matter how hard you try to keep
But you gotta try to stay away from those who's gonna try to harm you.
I'm NATO forces, okay? I'm a peacemaker. I'm humble. I've learned that when you're the guy that tries to bring everybody together, you become acknowledged. Whether the people don't like that or they don't, you just certain things you just can't fix as much as you would try to.
Right.
I'm not gonna mention names, but in this business, there are conflicts going on between
But,
different
you know,
directors, different
what-
producers, and
What you gotta understand though, Taino, in this business, there's always gonna be conflicts going on
Yes.
between
Always.
different directors, producers.
different
Because
opinions.
everybody
always.
sees things from a different
Always.
point of view. They
Well,
see
that's
things
the talent.
differently.
That's the unique
But
part of
that's
it.
the thing. But you can't like
You can't appease everybody.
right, exactly. And what you gotta do is you gotta observe, you know, and you gotta listen, you gotta learn, you gotta
Stay in your own
stay in your
lane,
own.
son.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So now what I'm doing as far as that goes, after the Clinton
Do your
Road,
own thing,
So
you know?
after
Yes.
the Clinton, so
Follow
after,
your own
yep.
carrot, you know?
So after the Clinton Road situation, I was able to make 3 parts on that movie where Dan Provenzano, this is the assistant director, I was annoying the crap out of him. I was persistent, I was annoying, and he yelled at me at least
Why
4
do I
times.
believe that?
He was,
Right.
you know Dan, right?
Yeah.
Provenzano.
Why do I believe
So
that,
he's
though?
he's a tough assistant director. He'll tell you what it is, and I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it the first time, the second time, or the third time. So he's like, you know what? I like this kid. You got 3 parts. You better make it right. I made those 3 parts. I made it right. And 24 hours later, I was invited to Bare Knuckle Brawlers, where I did my first stunt with Martin Cove in 36 hours and put through the wall by Hollywood hands.
Yeah.
And that's grabbed the attention of a lot
You
of
know what's so
producers and
funny?
directors that was in that crowd.
And
And
what's
I was
so
guarding
funny
my
is-
check there.
And what's so
Like,
funny is, you know, you guys did all of this in the wrestling area.
we're right next to you.
And right next to me, and I never really, you know, I see
Until later
you
on in
guys,
life.
but you see this? You see this? You see
I
this?
was the guy getting beat up
Things
by
happen-
Martin
it's
Cove.
crazy. That's what I said. Things happen for a reason.
Yes.
Because you never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know who you're going to meet.
And I was all
Because
over that
things
arena. I
happen
was
for a
on that
reason.
side, this
Oh
side.
man, let me tell
over
you,
there.
it was crazy.
It was hot, like
It
crazy.
was hot. It was crazy. It was smoke.
Foggy,
Yeah, and then
exactly.
it was raining outside. Oh my God. It
And
was
then
like,
they made us drop. They made
Yeah.
me drop like 20.
yes,
He got hurt.
yes.
I didn't
Wow.
get hurt.
The SWAT team, that big dude.
Oh, yeah,
that
maybe
rushed
they
in,
have to drop. They
that
dropped.
hurt a little
Oh,
bit,
okay.
didn't it?
I was
Shoot.
for the crowd. Screaming.
But it was amazing because
But
in
it
that
was
movie,
awesome.
in that second film, I was arrested with machete. So me and him is the only ones that scored it out.
Okay,
Which is
so
awesome.
What's your third one?
My third film was Asian Mob Story.
Okay.
With shout out to Jesus,
Jesus,
the director.
Okay, and what's your
Very
fourth?
Jen
talented.
Gates. Who else?
Jen Gates, China Mac.
China Mac.
Shout out to those fellas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was amazing because
was an
you know,
experience.
That was an experience. It was 20 degrees outside with a
Wow.
little leather jacket. I
Are
had
you
to
kidding
lay
me?
down on the floor.
Yeah, we were
and play
freezing.
dead.
And we
And
were
let me
dropped.
tell you,
we got dropped
it
there
took-
too.
it took
like
this-
Serious?
10
Yeah.
times in the
We got
freezing
shot.
cold, and we had to lay on the
Oh
freezing
my
cold
gosh.
grass.
It was in the
But-
middle of the cemetery.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
So
in the
like
middle
we
of the
felt that
cemetery, so-
coldness.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that was discipline. And I knew right there that if I can do that, you can fly me to Cape Town.
On that note, we'll be right back in 2 and 2.
Yes.
We'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I
Let's
love
put my
it.
keys down.
turned on their brothers. Never judge you, but the streets will never love you. I wonder what it come to in your brain for you to run to. One's the haters, and comforts and maces.
Yeah, about the movies that we have planned to come in.
Well, welcome back.
See, we got us.
Yes, we're all sipping. to your Scotch
Cheers to a new beginning.
Yes,
Cheers.
definitely.
Cheers.
Cheers to a new beginning.
To a new beginning with
There you
happy
go.
endings.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, you're so bad. I swear you are. But let's show a few clips that I put up there about Taino, real quick.
I'm impressed how you get this all set up. Like,
You know, stuff too.
I love it.
So you
Can
know,
we see
you
a few
you look
clips of
perfect.
Taino?
You look like you're playing your next character in the
I
next
know,
movie
right?
we're doing.
Right?
He's in some sort of mob.
Okay,
coming for
Taino,
everything
what
they
is
said I
this?
could-
Bring that up, please. I love this.
That is
ahead.
me. That is me. I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have. All my life, I was that hyperactive kid who used to get hit a lot.
Okay.
And they used to tell me,
Calm down. Here,
you're
take this.
still
Calm
pill.
down.
Let me give you some
sit
NyQuil.
down. Well, that's what's gonna get me to jump off a helicopter onto a moving train.
That's good. That's good.
All right. So that basically is me. That's just the motivation of life, because a lot of people have put me down from previous relationships, from people who've been negative, and people that will bring you down. So I've always kept it as my profile
Okay.
because that's the description of me.
That's
I'm
nice.
coming for everything they said I couldn't have. And believe it or not, I'm moving my chess pieces around.
That's good.
And it's working.
Awesome. Can I see the next one? I find that to be nice.
That was on 848. We got 63,000
I wish I would
views.
have known you was coming
It's fine,
because
it's
I would have
fine.
put up more pictures of you too.
That's
Sorry.
great.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
all right.
actually- I'm here for Taino. So.
Appreciate
go ahead.
that. We have 63,000 views in the first 3 weeks on the web series 848, written and directed by Anton Inch Thomas,
Okay.
better known as Benny Bricks. So that was my character the day that I was filming on the season finale, episode 13
Okay, cool.
on season 3 of
right.
848. So that's that picture.
And that scene, by the way, that he did was amazing. Like straight up kick ass.
yeah, I saw it. It was good.
It was a really good scene, right?
Yeah, I
Wow,
saw
this is
it.
exciting. I love it.
That's just a picture of you.
I know I paid
That's where you always
$800
act.
for that one.
Go ahead. Next.
Oh, you added
See?
that picture.
Shout out to JT.
By the way, there's $5.9 million condos right behind
Yeah,
us.
right behind you, right?
And
See, that's why I
we
added
were
that
to-
picture. That was good.
That's the
amazing.
supreme. That's the supreme
So we
team.
were talking that night about how we're gonna make it within the
Okay.
next year to owning, one of those condos apiece.
Nice.
Oh wow, look at that.
So we're there
So
with
we're
Mike.
all gonna own
Besa.
one of those
yeah,
condos
one of those
apiece.
condos
Yeah,
apiece.
so cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
That's awesome, though. Can I see the next one? That's awesome. That's a nice
So we're
picture.
there with Tony Ferro.
Yeah.
And we're there with Mike from.
Mike
Mike
Beige, Mike
Bosch-
and
Mike-
Basha, amazing
Bosch-
people.
Yeah, amazing. And the,
Most positive people I've ever
they
met
have a
in my
show
life.
on
Mike-
Bravo, I think.
Mike-
Mike
Newman.
Baja, yeah.
Mike
Mike
Newman.
Newman.
Yeah, Mike
Mike
Newman.
and Miss Baja.
Yeah,
The most
and
positive
Basha.
people. Like energy is crazy.
Yeah, that's their logo, positivity.
Yeah.
You know, love
Yep.
plus positivity.
I've never seen him with a
I
grin.
followed them.
I always see
Yeah.
smiles.
Yeah,
Never
that's
seen him
it.
mad.
That's it.
Always,
Amazing
they
person.
always happy. I
And they
love
wake
them.
up every
Yeah, take
morning, they
pictures.
work out.
Yeah,
So
see?
silly.
Next
So
one.
silly.
That's Keys. That's the only one that I thought I put up real
Keys.
quick. Keys, because we was at the Keys premiere.
Keys.